not have around, not associate with. Who cares if he has money? He's a silent partner.
Well, they're going to disavow him now because it's political season. Everybody's going to come out and say, I don't know this guy.
No, but it's just so funny because like I said, I think during Hillary's What Happened book tour where someone asked her that, and then everyone started to question the Clintons and this guy. And now it's funny that they're changing the narrative to, well, look at what Trump has said about him. And I just don't, I can see what's happening. I can see the inner workings of it. And it's just, I hope everyone remembers about these girls.
Well, yeah,
that's it. That's girls, maybe boys.
That's a media thing. The media likes to
we change narratives, and that's
change
the best
the
thing.
narrative to whatever the ratings are going to be.
But we just have to remember, what is it? What is something that people love to say? Virtue signaling. You just have to remember that they're after your votes. They don't care about these children. They're after your votes.
All right, and if you guys want to give us a call, the phone number is 346
there you go
330-9473. One more time, that's 346-330-9473. We are talking about Jeffrey Epstein. Is it Epstein? Epstein?
We still haven't figured it out. I thought it's if it's spelled similar to Weinstein, I thought it was like Epstein, Weinstein. I thought that's what I thought, but I've heard it said.
He's a billionaire.
He's a billionaire.
A corrupt.
He's a billionaire, everybody. We have T. Franks in the house. T. Franks, what do you think? Do you think that money played a role in him being able to get this far with the things he's been accused of?
And afford just about everything.
Well, he does have an island. He does have an island. So I want to see how that's going to play with the sex trafficking thing, because who are these people going to the island? You don't just go to the island all by yourself with just a whole bunch of women and there's no other grown people who haven't seen it. You have staff.
Everybody has a price.
He has handlers, he has schedulers, he has pilots. So he has people in place. Do you guys think that the other people who have helped him further his adventures or things that he's been accused of, the new charges are still accusations, so I won't say that he's guilty until he goes to court. But he has been charged.
Orange.
Epstein is orange too?
His buddy is orange.
Yes, and his buddy said something. I don't want to paraphrase. Well, I'll paraphrase.
Wait, are you talking about from the old quote?
Yeah, the old quote where he says something like, he's a good guy and we both like women, they seem to be younger sometimes, some of that nature.
And he was banned from the man's
and look here, just so I can satisfy your conservatism, let me say this. He also traveled on his plane and went to the Caribbean islands with Bill Clinton. Does that satisfy the, because I'll be even, a jerk is a jerk.
We all know about Bill.
Uncle Billy.
We know about Uncle Bill. He got some touchy-feely problems. Things he's done in the past. I'm just saying. I ain't accusing nobody. I know there's some things he's done in the past. I'm just saying.
I am not going there. I'm not falling
for it.
I'm not falling for it. You want to? Nope. No.
I'm just saying that.
Not today.
I dare I say it. He's a freaky dicky. That's what's wrong with him.
Well, yes.
And he can afford it.
Well, you know that he can. That poor man, Bill Clinton. That poor.
I'm talking about all of them.
I'm over here dying because this voice that T. Franks is doing, it sounds just like one of my uncles.
That's going to sound like one of my uncles. Let me introduce myself. I'm Uncle Cornbread. That's where I am right there.
All right, Uncle Cornbread. Uncle Cornbread, what do you think should happen to the people who helped Epstein? Do you think that they should be held in court? Should they be charged?
The question is, if they got paid, then they need to go and pay the price too.
They need to pay the price too. What do you think?
You're enablers. That's what you is. You're using an enabler.
Okay. What do you think, John?
I mean, go ahead. No, go ahead.
I do the same thing. You got to take accountability again. That's the same thing as hiding stuff under the table. People keep getting paid off, but then when you get caught, it's like, oh, I had nothing to do with that. Yeah, you did. You got paid off. So tell us what happened. Or you go to jail. That's what it is.
That's what I think, which is one of the good thing I love most amongst other things about Ted Cruz is he is saying, let's get all of these lobbyists, billionaires out of the.
Who said that?
Ted Cruz.
So is he going to stop taking their money?
He says, like, he wants to, like, that's what his new thing is. They really, but and now you see the problem. Now you see the problem with that.
Leola, you keep saying that you don't want to make it political and you want to make it about the girls, and you keep bringing up Trump, Ted Cruz.
We talked about money.
You're making
when
it
you
political.
Have money.
Does this sound political to you?
It's about money. We're talking about money. We're talking about
anytime
money.
you talk money
and who has accepted money?
Politics can come in.
But I'm saying who has accepted money, who are these enablers, as you say, and it is a political person, but I feel so bad for these children.
Yeah.
Because they're being
I feel bad for them too.
The narrative has not been about the children at all.
Okay.
I think I've seen one article really highlighting the girl who she said he touched her 3 or 13 times and traveled and gave her $200.
Okay, I did read that he was giving these women money. So does that ever play into account? And then do we ever have to think, are there going to be some women?
Some of her friends.
Are there going to be some women that were willing? Because we're going to have a gambit of ages
if you are not of the age of consent, no matter where you are, no matter what, I mean, actually states differ, but if you're under 18, 13 to 15 years old, I don't care what the excuse is in terms of was she willing, that's a child.
I agree when it comes to age. I'm talking about, this is how these things happen. There are going to be more and more accusers. And then sometimes you get people that just jump on the bandwagon. Then you're going to get some people who were over 18 who maybe had wanted to go.
How chose.
Or they went and took part. Yeah. So how do you distinguish between the viable people and the people who just going to jump on just for the for the attention?
No, you really can't sometimes, because a lot of these, like, we've all seen videos on Instagram where the stars walk through the lobby and the women just be sitting there chilling. They're waiting to be picked. But sometimes if you're not the one to get picked, you feel a certain type of way. I was cute.
A certain type of way is not a feeling.
Well, you feel like you should have been picked because you was cuter than she was, and then you want to come out and say something else on the other end. Like a lot of people that, but at the same time, a lot of people ain't asking, where are the parents of these underage girls? How are these girls getting to where they're at?
That's a good question.
I mean, it's a good question, and that's the same questions that we've been asking about the Catholic churches. That's the same questions that we've been asking about these Miss Eddie Long situations. So where are the parents? Should we hold the parents accountable? Yes, now that some of these girls are over 18, what's the statute of limitations here?
Well, there's no statute of limitations in these cases.
Yeah.
There's no statute of limitations. And I don't want to say too much about the parents because I don't know the situation going on surrounding it. I don't know where.
Because I mean, these girls could
pick them up.
Yeah.
They could have very easily been pretending to be at a friend's house, or we don't know. I don't know. So I'm not going to lie any blame on anybody yet that I don't know. But I do think that parents, if you're out there, you should try to keep track of where your 12-year-old child, well, 14, because I think they said girls as low as 14. They even found this guy had like pictures of underage children doing acts and things of this nature. Mm-hmm. Something is definitely wrong with him. What do you guys think his punishment should be if guilty?
If guilty, he is guilty.
Hey,
and he is guilty of this crime.
I always have to make sure that, until somebody is found in a court of law to be guilty, then I would say guilty. I know he did get prior charges. Yes, I'm talking about these new charges.
I know, and the new charges are stemming from some of those prior charges.
Okay, so what should happen if he gets found guilty of these new charges?
Throw the book at him. Throw the book at him. If he wants to make deals, if he wants to do anything like that, don't even offer any deals. If he wants to start singing like a canary, let him sing like a canary so we can really find out what's going on and why so many children are being abused.
Because he got money.
It does not matter about money or not.
I know it shouldn't matter, but I'm telling you, these are why people get away with this stuff.
I mean, you have to say this is why some people get away with it because of the money. However, if I see a man with a 13-year-old girl rubbing her shoulder and back. I am not gonna sit there and let it happen. I don't care who he is.
Right,
He can be my
that's you.
favorite.
Everybody don't
He
have
can
the
be
same
my
moral standard.
favorite beautiful man, Idris Elba. And if he's touching a little girl,
My twin,
and if he's touching a little girl, I'm gonna have to say something. And granted, that does get me in a lot of trouble sometimes, been cussed at, been maced, all that good stuff. However, you have to stand up for something. And money should never get in the way of what you know to be right and wrong.
right, see, I'm one of those people I do understand that we should have some sort of moral clarity, but I do realize we live.
But we're talking about legality.
We're talking about the legality and the realization of being real. Like, in real life, people that have extra money get away with extra things. Now, I don't want to take away from the uncle that's, doing these things to the kid in the family, to the kids in the family, and everybody act like that don't happen. That happens too.
It happens all the time.
And
so when those things happen, how is that money that, no, these are poor people.
No, but I'm saying people with money do get away with more. A regular person wouldn't have got 13 months in jail where you could come in and out of jail. And look, on the very first time,
a lot of people don't get caught. There are more people who do not
but
get caught.
But he did get caught, and he got away with it because he had money with connections. He got the connections because of the money. He got to do 13 months in which he got to come and leave to go to work as he pleased. There's no way that would happen for most people. He had access to the best lawyers. He had access to get it. He even got a case that was supposed to be a state case switched to a federal case. He had all sorts of things working for him that the normal person would not have. If a regular predator within somebody's family, if they were poor, when he went to the very first time they went to court, there's no way that he would have had 13 months. Money affords people things. That's just the reality.
There are so many families that have sex abusers, and everyone knows about it, and no one says anything, and they, for generation and generation and generation, that they continue to do it. That's not money.
You're right about that. I'm talking about after prosecution. I'm talking about after being caught. Money helps after being caught, and money also helps people turn a blind eye.
There was I saw a video of this woman confronting her child abuser. He came to a funeral, and she said, "I want to let everyone know that he raped me when I was 5 years old." And no one said a thing. No one jumped up to her defense at the repast.
That was rude. Taking away from somebody else's day.
Do you guys think that this has anything to do with the Me Too movement or the climate that we're in at this point? Because again, in 2008, he seemed to get away with it. Even with
2003.
2003.
Well, it started with 2003,
but I think they finally handed him a sentence in 2008. There was uproar, but there wasn't anything like this that happened. Do you guys think that this is a byproduct of the Me Too movement?
No. This has been going on way before the Me Too movement. This has gone all the way back into before, was it BCE time, before Common Era, or before Christ. People were doing things to children. That's going on in Yemen right now. A child's being.
I'm talking about the rate of prosecution and the way that these guys are, seeing their day in court, to where the alleged victims in this case, and old victims get their voices heard. You guys don't think that has anything to do with the Me Too movement as of late?
I mean, everything now is, if somebody says they abuse, it's like a hashtag Me Too thing.
Yeah, I'm happy that the Me Too movement has started a conversation that needs to be had about what a lot of women go through. The Believe Her movement, unfortunately, did us a little bit on the dirty side, because women can lie to just as good as men. But I don't think that this is something from the Me Too movement. I do think it's political in nature why this is happening right now. If this has been going on since 2003 or before that. In 2008, she said, I told him I was 18. And so where were the people saying, doesn't matter what you told them.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what you told them. You are a child. You didn't even have the right to make those types of decisions. and you brought your friends over for $200 for a massage, and then he touched you, and then y'all got together to sue the state, and then they hushed it. I mean, we had CNN, we had 24-hour coverage, all the news back in 2013, 2003. We had all of that. So I don't know, with Epstein, I hope we get to the bottom of it. I really do. And I hope he is, I just hope he serves all the time from the past crimes he did and the future crimes he will do.
Hopefully they make him take accountability. All right, today we ran a little bit shorter than we usually run, but we're gonna get up out of here for our next show is coming on the Chop Shop. Stay tuned to it. This is KHSX Power 101.5. You listen to Soapbox Heroes.
I'm getting tired of patience. You don't ever buy me nothing.
Are there any hot mics? No?
Shouldn't be.
Is all of mine soft? All of mine soft? So I can talk freely? Your energy today is all the way off the I need you to fix your life. I need you to fix your life.
Who are you talking to?
I'm talking to you.
Stop playing with me.
Listen here, baby, sweetie pie, honey, darling, babe, what is it? Darling, what else did I say? 'Cause you can't say anything back to me.
I gotta change the song in a second. You gotta get your stuff up because they're about to start the show.
Obama might drop, Trump right off, Broadway road.
So matter of fact, I think you better call.